Transportation has become a very hot topic in Spokane in recent years. There have been several major projects completed that improved how we get around the region, including the first phase of the North Spokane Corridor, the addition of bike lanes around the region, and improvements at Spokane International Airport. There are many more projects to complete, but only a limited amount of money to do so. That's why the Spokane Regional Transportation Council, known as SRTC, is conducting a Transportation Vision Project to determine the priorities of the public when it comes to planning for the transportation system in the long term.
This is a view of Spokane as how it's developed over the last 100 years. It is up to us, the community and the citizens, to determine through this visioning process the new vision of how transportation is going to move in this community.
SRTC is the government agency that does transportation planning for all of Spokane County. SRTC partners with other agencies such as the City of Spokane, Spokane County, Washington State Department of Transportation, and Spokane Valley to encourage coordination and collaboration between planning and transportation departments. SRTC's Transportation Vision Project is an in-depth process to develop a plan for a regional transportation system to be developed over the next 30 to 50 years. The plan will include all kinds of transportation: bicycling, walking, personal vehicles, rail, and freight. The process also includes developing a plan on how to implement this vision. The Vision Project has been underway since early 2010. With many community workshops held during that time, and local elected officials and civic and business leaders participating. The process is being guided by a group of elected civic and business leaders who have volunteered their time to be members of the Vision Process team.
When you visit a new city, you see whether their transportation system works or doesn't work. It becomes very obvious. And for cities that it works well, they are more attractive to additional industries, as well as they have a higher quality of life, because being able to move around the city goes to desirability of a community. Right now it is very competitive all across the United States for communities competing both for retail as well as industry.
This project isn't just aimed at finding out what those in politics and business want, but what the people who use the transportation system on an everyday basis consider to be priorities.
Whether you have your own vehicle or whether you take public transportation, we need to be able to, during our planning processes, make sure, like out here at Liberty Lake, it's live, work, and play. So you may be able to walk to work or take public transportation to work, but it should be, all modes of transportation should be available.
Transportation planning is critical to all segments of society because it is interconnected with critical issues such as economic development, land use, growth management, and environmental stability. This planning could mean developing a system that balances the need to move people efficiently and safely while considering other needs such as historic preservation and the creation of public spaces. A lack of planning could result in a transportation network that is difficult to navigate unless you are driving a vehicle. During the course of the Transportation Vision Project, there have been many visions voiced by people attending community workshops. Some of the priorities mentioned include completing the North Spokane Corridor in the near future, providing some method of mass transit such as light rail, creating a connected network of bicycle paths, lanes, and trails, and more.
This is a community that likes to get out and recreate. So we're going to have that combination of vehicle traffic as well as bike paths, as well as bike lanes, as well as sidewalks for people to walk on.
The plan that is developed through this process will make it easier for the region to compete more effectively for state and federal funds, which in turn improves the economic and environmental health of the entire region.
Communities that do not plan for transportation needs based upon what they project the growth are those communities that are going to have a deterioration of quality of life. Quality of life is very subjective, but everybody knows those communities that have a high quality of life. One of those elements is being able to get people as well as freight to their destinations with the least amount of difficulty and the most efficient way.
The success of this project is dependent on public input. Whatever your vision for the ideal transportation system is, SRTC wants to hear it. To find out how you can be involved, log on to SRTC's Transportation Vision Project website at SpokaneTransportationVision.com. You can look at documents developed for the study, sign up to receive updates via email and Twitter, participate in project events, and post comments on the website.